Hey y'all, hey, it is me. It is your girl, Nurse T. And I wanted to make this video because I see that it's been a few videos made discussing Maya Galore and the divorce. So first of all, I'll start off by saying I don't wish divorce on anyone. You know, when two people meet and decide to get married, I mean, they decide that because there's some love at that point. You know, there's a point in your life when you meet someone that you fall in love with and you realize that this is who you want to grow with, you want to have kids with, who you want to wake up to every day and just love on every day. Now, when things don't go as planned, or when there's bumps in the road, or situations, curveballs, whatever that might be thrown your way, things happens and change happens, you know. So in this video, I wanted to point out a few things. Maya is a person I started watching a few years ago, and actually I came across her channel when I was interested in Dr. Fisher, when I was looking into getting a BBL procedure. So she came about. And when she came about, she was trying to explain why she had no reason to explain, no need to explain why she got one. And this, that, and the third. So that was a while back. So when I came across her channel, I subscribed to her because not only was she talking about some things and that, you know, that I had to kind of take into consideration and just kind of like motivating me to stay focused and doing what I really wanted to do at the time, even though there was like a lot of negative comments out there. I also enjoyed her beauty, like her makeup. I enjoyed the way she has this flawless look to her, effortless, beautiful, very beautiful woman, you know, a beautiful woman who just wants to be loved. And I say that to bring up my first concern. I think the concern with Maya, because I watch her channel and I've watched several people's channel to where I don't have to watch them every day to know that's my girl. I root for her, because once you're my girl, I mean, I might get caught up into the beauty vlogs. Then I might get caught up in the whatever other vlogs or whatever, the cleaning vibes and cleaning vlogs and this and that or whatever. But anyways, you're going to always find yourself coming back to those who you really rock with. And she is one that I really rock with. And so, again, just dabbling in here, dabbling in there. I came across her channel again when she was going through her wedding. And then it puzzled me because I was like, well, I know the last couple of months, it hadn't been that long since I watched her. But I was like, well, I saw she was getting married, but I was like, well, how long were they dating? Well, you know what? Whatever. That's not for me to even have to worry about. But as long as she was happy, you can meet a person and know them for 2 months and be married to them for 20 years. Or you could know somebody for 20 years and be married to them for 2 months and then it don't work out. So, you know, who puts the time frame on love? But anyways, my point of this is to say that she did marry very quickly. But what was also concerning was, it seems like throughout her vlogs, like she was very, my man, my man, my man, my man, my man, my man. And nothing is wrong with that, as long as that love is reciprocated. And to me, you can always tell when one partner in the relationship is doing more than the other. And I got a vibe that she was putting more into him than he was possibly putting into her. And I felt like, I don't know if it was just a title she was in love with, or did she get a chance to really love and enjoy this person, you know? And I think even if he didn't come off on top, loving her the same as she loved him, I'm sure there was some form of affection, maybe a bit of love for her. But I also kind of got the vibes from him as far as him being a user. Maya has her stuff together. She's raising her beautiful daughter. She has a beautiful home. She's a beautiful woman, beautiful spirit, just everything around her, positive vibes, everything. So to take that and shower someone else with everything that you've built over time, you don't care about all that stuff. You don't care about money. You don't care about this, that, and the third. If you find love, someone you love, you're going to do whatever it takes to make it work. No matter what the outsiders are saying, you're going to do what it takes to make your marriage work, especially if you married this person. So I felt like even if she's seen some red flags, she wasn't ready to throw in the towel. But I'm going to tell you the part where she was ready to throw in the towel, because I've experienced it myself. When she went from 1 to 3, that's an eye-opener. That is especially if you a woman who likes certain things. I mean, you want to step out when you want to step out. You want to look fancy when you want to look fancy. You want to have a home that's aesthetically pleasing. You want to, it's one thing if I have to run behind my own kids to keep my house looking a certain way. But then you throw in 2 extra kids and I have to run behind them, keep my house, keep my stuff. You work hard for your stuff. You don't want your stuff all damaged. You don't want your house dirty when you used to keep your house, like I said, aesthetically pleasing, clean. And when you bring in someone else's kids into the picture, you don't want to constantly just be saying, oh, no, don't do this, don't do that. Don't do this, don't do that. No, so I feel like that's a hard pill to swallow when you have to go from 1 to 3. But again, it's worth a try. If you accept the Father, if you want the Father, you got to take whatever else that comes along with it. So that's definitely something that's understood. However, if the shoe just don't fit, if it don't fit, then don't force it. And the worst thing you can do is force something that's not there. And if you feel like you married this guy and the first few months or however long he was there without those kids, I think she was okay with him as long as it was just him. But when you add in kids into the equation, that's a tough thing. It can be. And it can be something that you can grow through. But at the beginning, it can be pretty rough. Because you got to adjust to the kids, adjust to the way they were brought up. If they have home training, if they have any type of mental issues, if they have any like ADHD or, autistic or any type of things that can cause for her to have to further learn to adjust to. But I feel like getting married, that means you have already decided upon what's the worst that can happen. This man could possibly bring his kids into the picture. Were you prepared for that? Or were you just focused on the fact you just wanted the Father? And it's one thing to accept the Father if he's that loving, charming, he showers you with affection. And in return, you have to tolerate or learn to adjust to his kids. You'll be willing to do that. But if you already carrying a heavy load and you already feeling unloved, if you already feeling single while married, if you already feeling that I'm pouring more into you than you pouring into me, and then you top it off by adding 2 kids on top of that, and you seeing how everything going on, and you feel like it's not you. And the best thing she could have done is called it off when she did. And that's if she called it off. But called it off when she did, because who wants to live miserably in their own home? So I truly feel that She made a choice that was for her mental health. And there's nothing wrong with that. The worst thing you could do is be a prisoner in your own home, you know. So that, I feel that the kid portion was the icing on the cake. When I watched that vlog before she checked out, and she cried and she spoke on how she haven't had time with her mom and this and that, I feel like that was to throw things off. But the true feelings, if she was already bombarded and full of tears, she probably had already cried a couple of times. And when she tried to come on camera to announce her departure, she couldn't help it but to unload those tears again. And I knew there was something that wasn't right about that vlog, you know. And I'm just glad she came back healed, delivered, refreshed, renewed, back to herself. Because the sweetest person she is, the type of person she is, it won't be long before she finds someone, or hopefully someone will find her who really wants her for her and will love her the way she should be loved. And when that time comes and when it feels right, if there is a child involved, hopefully things will work out for the best. Maybe she'll be at a different level in her life. She'll probably be ready and more accepting to some extra kids. But you can't force that on someone. So I think that's a big decision you make before you head down the altar. Did she know it would be like that? Possibly not. But you do know he had kids. And if there was a chance that they would come stay with them, that was something that should have been kind of took into consideration. But being that she did get the rooms prepared, she did know that they were coming. But I think once they were there, it just was she was up for a rude awakening. And all I'm going to say is I wish her the best, because no one deserves as much hurt and pain. And then it's humiliating. It's humiliating to see, to know that you have to go in front of the people who are there supporting you, the people who are there, who was rooting from you, who was telling you from the beginning that something just wasn't quite right. But I once read that when you're in a relationship, you're inside the jar. You can't read the label from the inside the jar. You have to be on the outside the jar to read the label. So that's why we on the outside can see things very clearly. And to her, the vision is fuzzy, cloudy. But it is not until she comes outside of that jar, outside of that relationship, she's able to see things more clear of what I went through, what I was going through. And it's okay. It's lessons learned. That's lessons we learn. But anyways, Maya, if you ever come across this video, I wish you the best. And as her supporters, we all should just continue to encourage her to stay on track, continuously heal, and the best for her is yet to come. Again, thank y'all for listening to this video. If you can resonate with me, give me a thumbs up and drop a comment down below, and we'll continuously pray for our girl.